Do you want to know who the real men are in history of the earth? Now, listen to this hadith, this narration, and please do not quit it until its end. Let's go. That narration is in Musnad Ahmad. Jabir bin Abdullah said, the Prophet remained in Mecca, inviting people to believe in him, struggling with them, following men person by person, saying to them, who can asylum me? Who can support me until I convey the message of my Lord? And Jannah, paradise, is his. But his own people were giving a lot of warning against him in Quraysh, to the extent that a man comes from Yemen, and his own people say to him, while they're bidding him the farewell, watch out in Mecca, there's a man there. Don't let him persuade you, cause you fitna, attract you to his own belief, to his own faith. And he is to be pointed out by fingers. Watch this man. A big propaganda against the Prophet Muhammad. 10 years. And he was on this attitude. Then, until Allah sent us from Yathrib, which means Medina, we asylumed him. It became a period while individuals by individuals coming from Medina to Mecca, they listen to the Quran. The Prophet teaches them the Quran one by one. Then he gets back to his family. Then his family become Muslims through his Islam and submission. It was individual. Then it ended like this, that there is no house in Medina, but Islam entered in. Then at the time, they had a meeting, those who became Muslims in Medina. In that meeting they said, how long should we be keeping the Prophet ﷺ being persecuted, traced among the mountains of Mecca? He used to be traced, persecuted, scaring him, intimidating him. Then we decided to delegate 70 among us. They came to him in the season, maybe season of Umrah, season of Hajj, because there used to be Hajj even before the Prophet's message. Then we decided to date with him on a place called Al-Aqaba. We met with him, one person and two persons, and we said to the Prophet ﷺ, Nubayuk, we want to give you the pledge, the covenant. He said, you give me bay'ah on what? Listen to this. As-sam'i wa-ta'a, you hear and you obey. في النشاط والكسل, in activity and in shortness. In both cases, you hear and obey. وَالنَّفَقَةِ فِي الْعُسْرِ وَالْيُسْرِ, and to spend the money, that means for the sake of God. In your ease, situation, attitude, or your poverty. That's condition number 2. وَالْأَمْرِ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَالنَّهِي عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, and you give me the bay'ah, the pledge. That what? Enjoining the good and forbidding the evil. Number 4. وَأَن تَقُولُوا فِي اللَّهِ, and that you speak out for the sake of Allah. لَا تَخَافُونَ فِي اللَّهِ لَوْمَةَ لَائِمٍ, fearing for the sake of Allah, no blamer to blame. وَعَلَىٰ أَن تَنصُرُونِي, number 5, and that you defend me, protect me. مِمَّا تَمْنَعُونَ مِنْهُ أَنفُسَكُمْ, and that you support me and prevent me and defend me from what you support, prevent, protect your own selves, your own wives, your own children, and that you have Jannah. Paradise is yours. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. He said, then we stood up and we started to give him the bay'ah, person by person. Now, one of the youngest one among the delegation, whose name was As'ad ibn Zurara, he said, wait a minute, my own people, wait a minute. We did not put our preparation over our camels to come here, while we know that he is the messenger of Allah. We know that he is the messenger of Allah. And now we know that taking him from his place, that means Mecca, it means challenging all the Arabs of the peninsula, provoking all of the people of the peninsula against us. And the most significant ones in our tribe in Medina, they'll get killed. And that the swords will be biting us one by one. So either you are a patient people for this, and your reward is due with Allah, or there is a sort of cowardice in your souls that you need to show today. Show it today. If you have such cowardice, it may be an excuse with your Lord that, oh Allah, we're coward, we can't do it. What did they say to him? Back off, Asad. Back off. We swear by Allah, we're not gonna give up this pledge. Ever. And we're not gonna let it be taken away from us by some other people. He said, then we stood up and we gave him the pledge one by one. And he gave us, repeated the same conditions, saying to us, and paradise is yours. Then they said, this is the real deal. Wallahi, we will not resign from it. And we will not let it be taken by someone else. We need it. We want it. Those are the men. Those are the people. They fought. They gave everything. Their houses, their families, even the woman among them. She lost 2 kids in the war. And she heard that something may had happened to the Prophet. She was given the bad news. Your son died in the war. She said, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. To Allah we belong, and to him is our return. What about the Prophet Muhammad? Then afterwards, another news came to her. Your other son died in the war. She said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We belong to Allah, and to him is our return. What about Muhammad? What happened to him? Then after the coming back of the Prophet ﷺ, after finishing the war, he got back. She said to him, O Messenger of Allah, every calamity apart from you is minor, is nothing, is a small problem. But your death is the greatest calamity. Those are the men, and those are the women. And by this, Allah promised, He gave condition. If you apply the condition, victory will be applied for you. They applied the condition, and Allah applied His promise to them, and they were superior. They were victorious. And Allah, in couples of years, even after the Prophet ﷺ, they reached east and west and south and north, and they opened the whole world. Are we going to be like this? Are we men? Or we are only male gendered? We're not men? Be strong in faith. Hold this dawah strongly. Never give it up. Continue. Apply the same promise and pledge that your ancestors, the companions, gave. and you will see that Allah will be supporting you. But the problem, there is not enough men nowadays. There are males who are not ready to give everything, their own spouses, their own children, their own property for the sake of Allah. The promise that Allah gives, apart from victory in life, Jannah, paradise. What does it mean, paradise? No defecation, no corona, no urination, no coughing, no diseases, no clinics, no hospitals, no depression, no death, no sickness. Nothing. Whatever you desire, you get therein. But there are other things that you do not imagine to get, will be granted to you, will be given to you. But apply the condition and get the reward from Allah. As the companions used to say, either one of the two goods, either martyrdom or victory. Either victory or martyrdom. I hope this hadith will be affecting people, and it shows who are the heroes on this planet. Those are the heroes that history did not repeat. Not before them and not after them. Those are the greatest generations ever. Those are the madrasa, as they say, the school of the Prophet ﷺ. And the school of the Prophet was the utmost successful school. Unlike what those hypocrites claim, that his companions, they turned away. No, wallahi. If they turned away, then who opened Islam to the whole world? Who opened the countries? And who spreaded Islam? Who? Someone in the cellar, in the attic, hiding himself since 1,400 years? No. Those are the companions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised, but his promise was bounded, attached with conditions. They applied the conditions and they were granted the victory, martyrdom and Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum rahmatullah.